So now we're going to take a second look at the cardiovascular disease or CHD comprehensive measure, and we're going to take a look at it in EHR basically. So in the first video we kind of went into breaking down the measure into 5 parts of the measure that it's looking for, and we kind of looked in RPMS and how to create those lists and get down to who are we missing. So now let's say you've identified who they are and you've called them in and we want to get those patients screened. Well, for the most part, to get the BMI, we do an excellent job at getting the weight and the height. So we do that, of course, in the vitals. So you'd enter under the vitals tab in your electronic health record, you'd enter the weight, you'd enter the height. You would also do the blood pressure, get that blood pressure screening done. And that right there is 2 of your measurements. We also do a pretty good job of entering the labs, or going in and doing the orders, getting the labs and getting the LDLs done. So we're not too really concerned about those portions. And we even do a good job at screening everybody for tobacco use. So when we're in the wellness tab, we come over to here and we're asking whether they're a smoker or not, and we're annotating that. So we would come in, we do tobacco use and exposure, tobacco smoking, etc. Let's have fun, cessation smoker or ceremonial use only. So we do a good job at doing these elements. One of the areas that we actually miss, though, is that weird lifestyle adaptation counseling. And so I'm going to show you a couple of things real quick in the electronic health record that can kind of ease this process. First off, it's going to be an education on your category list, and I'll kind of give you an example of what they're looking for. But it's any education ending with exercise, lifestyle adaptation, or nutrition. And when I say any, I mean any education. So let's come and kind of just take a look at a couple of these real quick. We'll go to diabetes mellitus. If I was to open this up and I was to perform an education on them, it could be the exercise one, it could be the lifestyle adaptations, or it could be nutrition. That would actually resolve that measure. But how about a quicker way? How about if we created an actual pick list for our CHD patients and we named it CHD? So I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. We come into add, and then from the add button we're going to go over to pick lists. Here's one that was already created, it looks like. Somebody went in and actually found these. And how do you find them? You go in and it kind of creates that list like we saw earlier. And they probably went in and they found something to do with heart disease and kind of found those measurements. So let's say I wanted to add hypertension in there. Exercise, select, and there it is. And you can change the names in here and whatnot. So what we'll do is we'll create these pick lists, and that way people can pick multiple ones. It looks like there's been a lot already created in this system. Good for them. So there's a diabetes exercise, a diabetes lifestyle, and there's a CHD lifestyle adaptations. I like that one. We'll go ahead and select it. We'll say 2 minutes, readiness to learn, eager to learn, okay. We're going to add it. So these ones will actually satisfy the education or counseling portion of your CHD comprehensive measure. So if you go through and you look in there and you find out that this patient actually has that in the note, you can actually case manage that measure, come back and enter those different ones historically, and I'll quickly kind of show you finally, last but not least, how to go enter something historically in here. So when we come in, let's say just so I don't have to keep clicking in here, I'll just pick anything. Crohn's disease. If I come into Crohn's disease, exercise, I go select. If you look over at the right hand side, there's that historical button. That's how you can enter something that was actually in a TIU note and that we want to get credit for that. So we're going to bring it over and enter it historically in there. So that is basically your CHD comprehensive measure for GPRA in a nutshell. If you do all 5 of those things, you will meet that measure at 100%. All right, thank you very much, guys.